coming out soon. It has some get up and go for such a tiny little package.
Yeah. Hi everyone, JJ here. Welcome back. Well, today this story caught my eye for obvious reasons. Tesla co-founder invests in tiny electric truck startup TELO. No, it's not Elon Musk, even though he's technically a co-founder. He had to sue to get that name in the beginning, but one of the other co-founders. Now, I don't do many stories about EV startups. Honestly, there's been so many of them. I did do one story on Slate recently, which looks like it's going to be an affordable price, and I did like the concept. I think I like this one too, or what they're trying to do, something different. And there's some video here too of what it's all about. So let's get into it. So Electric has this story, and they have been following it for quite some time. If you look at this, hands-on and first ride in TELO's tiny electric truck that's as big as a Mini. It does have a decent tray there. And from the videos, it does have quite a lot of room inside as well. But you can see this is way back in March 2025. So they have been following it for a while. And then I looked back in June 2023, they had this story. Somehow I missed these or I haven't been following it. But obviously, the Tesla co founder investing is of some interest. I mean, they have had success with Elon's help, of course, but they did start Tesla. So this one, TELO, is a tiny electric truck the size of a Mini with a bed as big as a Hummer's. So that is something. Let's get into this news story and then we'll work our way backwards and have a look at some video. TELO Trucks, the maker of a super small electric pickup truck, announced that they raised $20 million, and Tesla co-founder Marc Tarpenning was among the lead investors. Okay, right off the bat, 20 million is not a lot of money, but it's only the start. You know, if it works out, there's plenty of money pouring into startups like this. There has been. At Electric, we have been closely covering TELO's journey over the past few years. Our resident small EV lover Jamie got a close look at the first pre-production prototype earlier this year, and we will have a look at that. An actual ride. It's not just a concept, and it does seem pretty good. I haven't seen all of the video, but we will have a look. So breaking it down a bit, TELO aims to bring to production a small electric truck, the MT1, that is no larger than a Mini, which seems hard to believe, but it does look like that. It's pretty small, yet still packs a ton of utility with a base price of $41,000. Okay, that's important. So Slate says they're going to be less expensive than that. So this is a different thing. So that's before incentives, if any, and a range of 260 miles. I mean, that's not too bad. And small cars, you tend not to go a long way, like on road trips or whatever. At least we don't. If you have different sized cars, you take the bigger one. Seating for 5 adults, a 5-foot bed that extends to 8 feet with a folding mid-partition. Once extended, the bed has space to fit plywood flat on the floor, not over wheel wells. All-wheel drive, up to 350 miles of range. Exceptional navigability, is that a word? For high-density towns and cities. The company has raised only $8 million to date, which is really nothing in the capital-intensive world of electric vehicles. Definitely not. If you look at how much, say, Rivian and companies like that have been burning in cash. But the team still managed to produce 2 working pre-production prototypes. Now let's jump to what they say about it at the end here, and then we'll go and have a look at some actual video. That's the best stuff, right? Tarpenning now, that's a name I haven't heard in a long time, they say. I'm happy to see him still involved in the EV world. He and Eberhard, Kim Java, did a long interview with him. I made a video on that. So he's the other co-founder. It's interesting to see what they're doing these days. With their presentations on the founding of Tesla and its aftermath, played a significant role in convincing me that battery-powered EVs are the future of transportation. Yes, it goes back a long way. I do like the TELO project, he says. This form factor really doesn't exist in this part of the world, and I really don't see any reason why. you wouldn't see in North America so much. There are smaller EVs, and even BYD's making smaller ones, but there are plenty of companies in Asia doing this, but presumably this is for the US, so we'll have to see how it works out. And there's the car itself. Look at that. Let's just have a look at a video.
Yeah, we've raised the seat up on a pedestal. And we had to do some pretty clever things to actually package all the sliding mechanisms and reclining mechanisms in the seat itself. Yeah. So it sits and it almost hovers above.
Okay, so just straight off the bat, that looks like pretty reasonable room in the front there. If you compare it to a Mini, I don't know if you've been in a Mini, but it does seem fairly spacious, even though it's small size, even the front there.
The really big benefit to this for the rear passengers is that you'll notice that there's not, doesn't look like there's a ton of room as it sits right here, but it actually has more leg and headroom than my crew cab Toyota Tacoma does. And the cool thing here is, because of the way that we position the seats, I can put my feet all the way forward up against that seat.
Okay, we get the idea. That's not bad leg room. Now let's see it actually driving.
This is the first time anyone has taken a ride in the TELO other than TELO employees.
Yeah, that's right.
This is the new mini truck. It's coming out soon. It has some get up and go for such a tiny little package.
Yeah.
But we're not getting that far up and go. We're on a we're on a small road here. It's an industrial area though. Not a lot of cars around. Nice. It's got a lot of room in it for such a tiny car. This car is the size of a Mini Cooper. It's a little taller than a Mini Cooper, but it's as long as a Mini Cooper. And
does seem to be pretty zippy. So yeah, it looks pretty good from, that point of view as well.
I got plenty of headroom. I got plenty of leg room. And you can see it's got 5 seats. 5 seats. And we haven't sat 5 adults in it yet.
Which we will.
But I'm sure if we're narrow enough, it'll be fine.
And let's look at a few more photos of it. I don't do many car videos. I don't want to turn this channel into an EV channel. That would be not so interesting for me, but I don't mind doing it once in a while when something like this catches my eye that's different for sure. So that's the inside dash. That looks pretty tidy. Quite a big screen it's got there. And there's that space that I think the Rivian has too, through, bit of extra space there. And the bed there, which does look pretty good. And they say it's the size of a Hummer, which is hard to believe, but a decent amount of space. And when you compare it to the Cybertruck, which hasn't been selling well, it's even a decent sized bed there compared to that, I would say, just from looking at it. And there it is. There's a comparison of the size there. So it is small, definitely a small size compared to a bigger truck, or a ute, as we call it in this part of the world, a double cab ute. We call it in New Zealand and Australia. They say here, and you can hear the wonderful quiet of electric mobility before any sort of dumb noisemakers get added and spoil the fun. So we heard it from the inside. Let's just see the video from the outside taking off. Let's listen. There it goes. Yeah, I do quite like the look of it. It is kind of like a Mini, but a mini truck. And I've seen sort of concepts like this and some cars even around like this from time to time. I have no idea what they are, but what do you think about this? Do you think that this will actually play well? Do you think that people want this? Let me know in the comments what you think of this. Just from the initial we've seen here, I'll put links to these articles so you can have a good look if you want to. And do let me know what you think about it. I'd be really interested to know. And do you think it'll work out? As I said, these EV startups have come and gone, so we'll have to see how it goes. And the Tesla co-founder investing in it will help, definitely helps with getting interest going for sure. It caught my eye. So what do you think of it? Now I'm going to put a related link down below to that Slate video I made. I made one about a Ford vehicle as well, the supposedly $30,000 EV truck. So, there is quite a lot of competition to Tesla and a lot of choice out there now. And also a subscribe link. Do subscribe if you're not yet and you want to get more of these kinds of videos from me in the very near future. Thanks for watching this one, and I'll see you in the next one.